Hello and welcome to the guest portion of DC Figures and Collectibles. I am Tyler G, and of course I'm joined by Scott of @the.batfan, and we are joined by our guest today, Edward. And if you're not following him, he is at Toys Got Me, which I think is one of the most appropriate handles on Instagram. I almost wish that I would have thought of it. It's just so perfect. And we're honored that he joined us. And if you are not following him, it's almost a must, because if you go look at his page, it's beautiful. Every picture is completely different. He doesn't stick to just one genre or one character. He mixes it up a lot, and he does outside shots, indoor shots, natural lighting, beautifully done indoor lighting. So we want to pick his brain today and highlight him and get to know him. So again, Edward, thank you for joining us. And if you will, we'd love to know a little bit about the beginning, what major influences you had growing up, and what first introduced you to anything comic book style, maybe.
Okay. Well, I've always liked toys ever since I was a kid. It started out with He-Man. I'm pretty sure you noticed by now on my page. There's lots of He-Man shots there. So I learned how to speak English watching He-Man, because my parents just spoke Spanish. Yeah, so just I had toys, a lot of toys when I was growing up. He-Man, G.I. Joe, Batman was always my favorite. Always brought him in to fight Skeletor or whatnot. So when I was a kid, so just growing up, my life was filled with playing in the backyard with my toys, my friends, and stuff like that. When I got to be a teenager, that kind of fell away a little bit, but I still like the art in comic books. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, when they came out, was a big thing. Still Batman. I wish I would have thought of teaming up Batman and Ninja Turtles earlier on, but well, yeah. So that was my biggest influences growing up.
Yeah, definitely. Like the Batman Ninja Turtles crossover is $1 million idea. The whole crossover. We had a lot of crossovers in the last year, but that one definitely was one of the best ones.
Oh yes, this definitely.
Now, what Batman movies did you first see growing up in theaters?
Oh, I remember vividly the Batman 1989. Very vividly. The hype was real back then. Everyone wore this shirt here, what I'm wearing right now. I saw this shirt on everyone's chest. I wanted one too. I wanted to wear one too, and I couldn't afford to go see it in theaters, but I had to wait till it came out on video. But I really wanted to see it in the theaters. But yeah, that was the very first Batman movie that just accelerated my love for Batman, I would say.
Nice. That tends to be all of our favorite Batman movie, or at least we have a vivid memory of it, at least. Now, do you have a vivid memories of Batman the Animated Series growing up?
Oh, of course. That's where I was getting a little bit older in my teenage years. Just when that came out, because of the Batman movie, that's of course, I was heavily influenced by that movie. So it was right up my alley, watching Batman when I came home from school. Wasn't cool with the bigger, older kids, but hey, I wanted to watch it. I watched it. I watched all the episodes. I just couldn't wait to watch it when I came home.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. I mean, why do you think there's been such a change in the culture of the way we think about comic book movies? Because back, I feel like sort of 10, 15 years ago, it was seen as a very uncool thing, and the nerd word would be used a lot to people. But now I actually think that people generally really enjoy it, and everybody sort of accepts that sort of side of people. Not that it should be accepted; it should be just something that is there, and it's not for people to accept. But why do you think that is? It's quite strange, isn't it?
Oh yes. That was I think I was struggling a little bit with that who I was, but then I after like almost a year or two, I just that was me. I didn't really think a lot about what people was thinking about me.
Now, do you have a significant other?
Yes, I have a wife. We've been married for 22 years. We met in junior high.
Awesome.
Yeah. So we've been together for almost longer than that.
Now, what does she think of this hobby? Is she supportive?
Well, she does fuel the fire. She does give me money for toys, or she
Oh,
sets an
nice.
allowance. She buys me every time, and birthdays, anniversaries. Hey, what do you want for your anniversary? You want a gun? No, I want a toy. She brought me a toy. I mean, that's all I want, really. I mean, I have food, have water. That's pretty much all I need. But I'm not the regular male, I would say, when it comes to like. Just buy me some boxers. Just buy me a toy.
Some
Yeah, toys are more important than food and water anyway.
Yeah.
Now, when did you first discover this whole toy photography thing on Instagram? When did you discover that?
I want to say like 3 years ago. I've always had toys. I've always had collections. I've started, very young. I really started collecting when I was 18 years old. Then I moved into my own house. I still had my little corner of toys, and then I've always had them. And then growing up with no internet, after a while, and then I want to say 3 years ago I finally got an Instagram account, and then I started noticing people with pictures of toys. I just didn't know that this type of community was out there. I was just blinded. I spent a lot of time on He-Man.org. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but I would see pictures of there, but I didn't know it was a huge thing like it is. I was just blindsided by it. I was talking to a friend on Instagram. He said that this was like a kind of like a little renaissance of people taking pictures of toys and showing off their collections.
Definitely, and especially it's a lot of fun when someone's as skilled as you at showing it off. It's especially fun for us. Now, you have a bunch of different collection and a bunch of different toy lines. Where do you find yourself gravitating to, or what would you say is your favorite toy line overall in terms of like NECA, Mattel, Mezco?
Oh, that is a very tough one because they all have their strengths. They all have their appeal to me. So it's very hard to zero in on one specifically. But if I would pick one, I'd probably for right now my favorite is Mezco.
Nice.
I like photographing their figures because they're so photogenic. There's really you can't really like mess up a shot with them, kind of. I would say.
That is very true. Now,
Yeah.
what's the figure that you got most recently from them?
I think the most recent figure I had was the Batman and Black Mask 2-pack that I got from them.
Oh,
okay.
nice. That's a fantastic set.
We were just talking about that, actually.
Yeah, we were. That Black Mask figure is outstanding. The accessories it comes with are brilliant.
Oh, yes, very. I kind of wish they would have made it more available to the public so more people can take pictures of them.
Definitely, yeah.
Hopefully
It's knowing they made it a 2-pack as well, and I wish they could have split them and more people could have had that Black Mask. Did you see the Two-Face they've just revealed as well?
Oh, yes, I did see that. That's on my pre-order list, I would say.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not normally one for getting hyped about Mezco stuff, but I think that figure looked outstanding and definitely going to be getting that one. It looks brilliant.
Oh, yes, very definitely.
I really like that interpretation of the face, how it's like skin color.
Yeah. It's quite a realistic interpretation of Two-Face.
Very realistic.
And it looks great. And the briefcase he comes with as well looks absolutely fantastic. And did you manage to get the Mezco 89 Batman?
Oh, of course. That was that was. I don't know how it was like a heart-pounding moment because I thought it was like a super exclusive.
Absolutely.
It took me I want to say almost in like 30 minutes before my order went through.
Wow. It was tense, wasn't it? I'm not gonna lie, waiting for that one. It's never fun doing a Mezco pre-order. Never.
Oh no, it's I don't know why, but that site is just terrible.
Yeah, it's shocking.
Now, with in terms of new figures, DC Essentials just came out with the new purple Catwoman. I can see that you got that.
Yes.
Can you give us your thoughts on that Catwoman?
That Catwoman, I wish she would have actually came with more hands,
Yes.
and or a whip at least,
Yeah.
something. Or I really wish those figures would come with like a mad sort of face, like a snarling face or whatnot. Because
Yeah.
I do want to do more of fighting and action shots, but when a figure just has a blank expression on their face, it just doesn't make it realistic.
Or just a little smirk all the time.
Yeah.
That's the thing, isn't it? Like not only are the head sculpts virtually all the same, but like they say the expressions are virtually all the same. It's like the Nightwing and the Hal Jordan are just virtually that same figure with a repaint and a few different hair features. It's just boring apart from anything else. It's not very inspiring. And that's the problem with them. They do make some like great individual figures. Like, I think the Red Hood and the Nightfall Batman, they're two brilliant figures. And I do actually quite like the Nightwing as well. It's a bit of a guilty pleasure, but the rest of them are generally very generic and not too inspiring, really.
Yeah, so true on that.
But that was exactly what Tyler said about the hands and the whip. It's just very, very disappointing. I mean, that's surely not difficult to do.
Oh no, I mean, I just don't see the quality between sometimes with a Marvel Legends figure, which has all kinds of accessories, to a DC Collectibles figure. Sometimes they could have throw some more stuff in there to appeal to the fans.
Yeah, I think Hasbro do a fantastic job with Marvel Legends, really. And I don't collect any of them, but just for the whole sort of diversity of the range, like they do movie figures, comic figures, TV figures, everything. And at DC are just in a mess with everything. They really are. I hope McFarlane can get things in order a bit, but they're just in an absolute mess. And I feel like they did have a great line with Icons. We were talking about this as well, and then now it's all gone, and we've got this strange Essentials line that's just seems very disjointed. But it is a shame. Are you excited about the new McFarlane multiverse stuff?
Not really. I do like some of the sculpts on them, but my experience with McFarlane figures is that they break it very easily. I've had quite a few actually in my, I just throwing it out there. Destiny, I had some. They actually just broke in my hand, just handling them, and just because of how brittle the joints were. So and they're gigantic. They don't really fit in.
They are big figures. Yeah. Yeah.
They do fit well with the Essentials.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of new figures as well, you got. I know a lot of people might not be a big fan of the movie, but a lot of people also, it's a cult classic. You got the He-Man movie figures.
Yes.
What could you tell us what those are like? I know a lot of people love them, and the Skeletor looks awesome in both forms.
Oh yes. So, like you said, I'm not a big fan of the movie. Was really disappointed when I was a kid watching that movie for the first time. However, once you look at those figures, how they're built and how the details on them are, and how photogenic they are, they're very, very good figures. And you see the details in Skeletor's costume there on the picture. There's little bitty skulls in those little rivets there. So
that's cool.
It's just, it's very detailed, and it's hard to argue that it's a good figure.
And isn't this the last wave of He-Man figures from this company? From the Four Horsemen?
Yeah, so they say, but they said that before.
Okay. So it's like boxers going in and out of retirement.
Oh yeah.
That is a good way to put it. That is, yeah.
Now, the one thing I like to ask people when they come on is when you do your shooting, when you get your toys out, your figures, and you get all the lights out, is it something that tends to be at the end of the day and something that you like to throw on some music and relax, maybe have a beer, or is it something you do during the day and feel like it's like more work orientated, like I have to get it done?
I do have to carve out some time for that because I have not a wife and 4 girls as well.
Oh,
so,
nice.
So I have 4 daughters.
You're a busy man.
Yeah. So I do have to carve out some time, and that's just Dad's time to do his thing, they say. So I would either take a Sunday afternoon, try to do one huge photo shoot, indoor or outdoor. Just take an hour or 2 hours, or maybe stay up late when everyone's asleep, knock out some shots because I do really enjoy doing it. There's a lot of inspiration on Instagram, a lot of guys that I follow, and yourself included, both of you. I didn't know about your account until like when he messaged me, so I saw your shots, the Bat Fan, and I was like, wow, this guy,
Likewise.
Very excellent shots. So I do have to carve out some time to do those things, and it's very relaxing, and I do put on some music very quietly, so it's late at night.
Nice. And do you, now that you said you have daughters, do you ever let them get involved with it, or do they know what you do? They think it's cool?
So I like going out there in the outdoors and shooting, and they don't like to very much. Sometimes one or two of them come to assist me, either like with holding a figure or blowing the air can or something.
Oh, no.
Yeah. But I do have one that does like using the aerosol spray. She likes spraying that all over the place, so I just let her have some fun with it. I take some shots
cool.
while she sprays it, and I guess that's enjoyable for her.
That's awesome.
So you do a mix of different kind of shots, indoor and outdoor. What's your favorite between those two?
I did struggle with indoor shots for a long time, mainly because I don't have a lot of props. I wish I had more, but sometimes we had to balance our budgets and stuff like that. So I think I started out doing outdoor shots. I think I'm more comfortable with that, doing outdoor shots.
And lighting is unbelievably hard sometimes indoors as well. I think lighting's the single most difficult thing about photography. In fact.
Oh yes, just to get one picture. I think a lot of the guys know this already. Just to get one picture, you have to take at least 100. I don't know if you guys are like me, but I had to take almost upwards to 50 to 100 shots just to get one.
Different angles and all that.
Of course, yeah.
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 That makes sense. And it shows the want to get it just right.
Yeah.
Especially getting it all out there and everything. It's like, heck yeah, I'm gonna get this right. Set it all up.
I do the shots the way I want to look, for it to look, I should say. So I do it for fun, not to appeal to the masses or whatnot. So if I like the shot, I'll post it. If not, then I won't post it.
Yeah. So outdoor photography, do you have sort of like a go-to place that you regularly go to shoot? Because I know that's what I do, and I go to different places sometime. Or is it sort of a very spontaneous thing? You'll be driving and see somewhere that's cool and think, oh, I'll go back there. Or how do you sort of pick out a process for like background and setting and stuff like that?
Yeah, so I do have a special, well, not actually special, but like there's hardly anyone there. So I just go there and by the river. There's a spot by the river. There's nobody there, so hardly ever. I do find some places where there's a lot of people. I do kind of get a little anxious, or when people are around, they tend to like stop and say, "Hey, what is that guy doing over there, bending over with the camera?"
That is incredibly annoying.
Last year, I had to go to Europe, and I brought a couple of figures with me, and I was, taking pictures with my phone in Italy and Spain. There, people were looking at me like, "What? Who's this guy? What's he doing?" So.
Yeah, European people generally, and the UK is so bad for it, incredibly judgmental with things like that. I get it a lot when I'm out and about photography, doing photos and stuff. It can be very, very annoying sometimes. Yeah, there's some are very nice, and there's others are like, "What are you doing?" Like, "Well, I've got a camera. I'm taking a picture of a toy. What do you think I'm doing?" Like,
yeah.
Well, in terms of indoor photography, I think that you have a few. Yeah, I saw a few extreme sets. You have a few extreme sets. Do you tend to also build your own dioramas, or do you buy from diorama builders?
I do very limited diorama building because my skills are just not there. Some guys are just way too crazy with their skills.
Yeah.
And either I had to budget my money. Do I buy more figures, or do I buy an extreme sets or a diorama? So it's very tough in that aspect. But I do want to get more extreme sets. A lot of the buildings that they're coming out with are very cool. I want to get some of those in the future. Do more building shots, rooftop shots, and things like that.
Now, what do you think of them overall?
Overall, I think they're very good. They store easily. Some of them, I wish they would, lay flat a little bit more.
Yeah,
Sometimes
that's a good point.
So I tried to flatten them out with some books, but it didn't help. But as far as portability and durability, they're pretty good for some good shots.
Yeah, it's incredible, isn't it? When you first get them, I've personally found them very sort of underwhelming. But then when you put them behind a camera, I don't know what it is, they just look brilliant.
It's the lighting. You gotta make sure you don't put too much light on it because you don't look like cardboard.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Some of their early
See
stuff
the
was
rivets.
definitely like that. I remember the early sewer set. If you put even 1% too much lighting on there, you can see all the cardboard lines on there. Yeah, that's true. And this set that we're looking at on the screen now is brilliant, isn't it? The street set, alleyway set. It's just fantastic, isn't it?
Oh yes, very.
Yeah, it's got so much detail to it.
It actually has some depth too behind the chain.
Yeah, no, it's a fantastic one. That one is. What sets have you got so far?
So I have this one, and I have the Nella. I think that's what it's called. It's like a inside of a ship or command center, I believe. It's kind of more like a sci-fi type of set.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, is that the orange one? Is it?
I think it's more of a red color. I think, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm going to see if I can find a picture of it now while we're talking. 'Cause, yeah, I might have the same one.
There's a Metroid shot in there that I did. That has that shot, or a Predator one, I think.
Oh, as I'm scrolling down, I've just come across this picture, and we'll definitely be talking about this. Last year, me and Tyler both put this Batman figure in our top figure of the year. I mean, this is just an unbelievable figure, isn't it? And that cape as well is just outrageously cool.
So yeah, those figures are some of those solid built figures that I was talking about earlier. DC, they did right on these figures, the cape as well.
Yeah, they did.
I kind of wish they would have went this route with the rest of the figures that they're putting out. But these type of figures here, I need to do more shots of them. I keep telling myself, I have the whole set. I just need to find good inspiration to do so because, the one thing I try not to do is copy someone else, or if someone has an idea that I see it, I just scrap the whole thing. I have to do something else.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of animated bat figures, we like to ask, every guest what their top 3 animated Batman the Animated Series episodes are. So we will put you on the spot. Top 3.
Okay. All right. Am I allowed to venture off to the Justice League?
Oh yeah, of course. I bet Scott would love that.
Oh, I'd just go solely Justice League. I would.
So if you can tell, if you pay attention to my photos, I always put Batman and Wonder Woman together. That was my number one couple there. It hasn't happened in the comics fully yet, but when I watched Justice League when Batman and Wonder Woman team up, I don't remember the name of the episode, but they're off in I think they're in Europe somewhere, Paris, I believe. They team up together and they have a moment where she has to take Batman has to take Wonder Woman dancing at the end.
Oh yeah,
Maid of Honor. Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, that's it. That's my favorite episode. My second favorite episode would be the Hawk Girl episode where they also share a kiss as well. I don't know if you remember that one.
Oh yeah, is the I know which one you mean. Yeah, not the one Wild Cards, is it? With John and Hawk Girl at the end.
It's where all the Hawk Girls, the tribe or whatnot, they come to Earth and they try.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that story, the mini storyline?
3-part story. Yeah. Starcrossed.
One of the episodes there, they also share a moment together, and then the last episode I would pick is Almost Got Him.
Yeah.
Almost Got Him. Yeah, we reviewed that a few weeks ago, didn't we? Brilliant episode.
Yeah, I saw the pictures you guys took of that scene, so I really love that picture.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a fun episode to do. And now, I mean, that's the first time we actually got Justice League or any extended animated universe answer, so that was cool.
Yeah, definitely. I love it when people enjoy Justice League. It's my favorite series ever. So yeah, that's fantastic. And
Hopefully hopefully you're a gamer.
Yeah, are you a big fan of the video games? Like, we've heard lots of new rumors of the Batman video game coming up. It's going to be a reboot, which is interesting. But yeah, are you a big gamer?
Yes, I am a big gamer. I started out playing games a long time ago, like with my figures. Later on, venturing into video games, of course, Nintendo. Then playing Halo when I was a young adult, playing Halo Online. So a lot of my memories are built around video games and action figures together. So yes, the Arkham City, Arkham series came out, that was a big thing for me, and I was not disappointed. That was Batman in a nutshell, with all these gadgets and fighting and all these guys around him. So I was not disappointed.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? You'd actually, I know it sounds a bit sort of cliche, but you really do feel like Batman in those games. It's just unbelievable. And what's your favorite out of the four?
My favorite would have to be Arkham City.
Yeah, amazing, isn't it? I mean, what were your reactions with obviously the Joker at the end? I mean, amazing.
Well, I couldn't believe it. I was still like in doubt, shock and doubt. And then when we set him on fire, I was like, this can't be right. This cannot be real. So that was, I think I'm still in denial. I don't think that actually happened.
Yeah. And what do you think of Arkham Knight? Arkham Knight was a hugely sort of controversial and split opinion in so many different ways, whether it be gameplay or story. I mean, it's my personal favorite, but what do you think of it?
I was playing that game, and then when Batgirl kills herself, I don't know if it's actually it was true or not, but when that happened, I kind of stopped playing because I did not want to continue. I didn't want to find out that she actually killed herself or whatnot. So I am actually at that point where do I want to go back and finish this game?
See, do you know what? I think that's the brilliance of it, because they really put you so connected with the characters that they actually make the gamer feel like that. And I think that's incredible what they achieve with things like that. Because you're in that situation, you're feeling the same way Batman is almost. Like, you really don't want to continue, but like deep down, you've got to push on and try and finish the game. Or in Batman's perspective, you've got to defeat Scarecrow. I think something like that is just amazing how they get that connection with the people playing it.
Yeah, I can't deny the brilliance of that game with the Batmobile and how you actually control it. It's very brilliant.
Yeah.
So you enjoyed the Batmobile parts?
Oh yes, I sure did.
Okay. Because a lot of people, that tends to be their biggest hang-up, is they hate it.
Well, driving straight, trying to drive straight in the straight line is very challenging. But when you actually try to do combat, I think that gets a little bit better.
Yeah.
No, definitely. And then, how would you rank them 1 through 4?
So definitely Arkham City, then the first Arkham series, Batman, then would be Arkham Knight would be the last one, because I can't really judge it yet because I haven't completed it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you definitely need to. I mean, the ending is amazing, so yeah, definitely complete that game. You won't regret it.
Did you happen to see the new Birds of Prey movie?
No, I wasn't really too crazy about the character selection. Kind of baffled me a little bit because, Birds of Prey was started by Batgirl, and then they just threw Harley in there. So I don't know. I know you guys saw it. What do you think about it? Should I go see it?
Yeah, I think you should go see it for sure. It is a good movie. There's problems with it, and there's brilliant moments with it. But there's more brilliant moments than problems. So
I think they do explain. I think they do explain away your main concern by the end of the movie.
Oh, okay.
All that. Yeah, I would say it's worth seeing at least once. I said it wasn't anywhere near like a Joker where I wanted to go run out and see it again. Did you happen to see Joker?
Yes, I did. I did actually finally saw it. I want to say a month ago.
What'd you think of that?
I did actually like the movie. I didn't expect it to be so dark and slow at first, but I kind of see where they had to build that character, where he comes from. So I'm interested in seeing if they actually take this movie somewhere and if actually it's going to pan out.
Can you even imagine him versus a Batman?
So a little bit, because when the time frame kind of throws me off a little bit. He's already in his, I would say maybe he looks like he's in his 40s, and Batman is still a kid. So I don't know if that the timeline lines up when Batman comes of age. So I think that's kind of throws me off a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Do you think a sequel would work, or do you think they should just leave it alone?
I think it will work. They just need to get their storylines together. I think they just need to decide on one storyline, I think, because they just kind of throw things out there for fans. I know what they're trying to do, but I would like some more continuity with characters.
Yeah. So thinking about the more sort of broader picture of DC movies, we've got Wonder Woman coming out later this year, and then the next movie after that will be Batman, and then we've got Flash. So what do you think of like the state of the DC movie universe, and what you're looking forward to from it?
I'm looking forward for, like I said before, that they just need to stick to some characters so we can have some kind of continuity with the characters. I'm looking just forward to another good Batman movie, actually.
Yeah.
Just bring them on. I would say just bring them on.
Yeah, a lot of people are pinning the hopes on the Flash movie being the reset for the timeline, but I don't think that's going to happen. To be fair, I think they probably will stick to like the more individual things for now. And
I hope.
Yeah, definitely, because it's going well for them. I think they need to just carry on for a couple of years and then slowly open up to maybe a crossover movie with a few characters, and then build up to a massive ending there. Not in the same way Marvel did it, but just try and do things their own way. And yeah, for sure. I hope the Batman movie is going to be R-rated as well. I hope it's a dark movie and not sort of Batman Forever or something.
I heard that.
No, we don't want that. We don't want that.
No,
I heard that his villain's going to have a glitter gun in the Batman.
Oh, good grief. Let's hope not. Yeah, Penguin's glitter gun.
Oh, my gosh.
Glitter umbrella. Could you imagine?
After watching the Joker, did you wonder why on earth we haven't had a Joker figure yet? Like a 6-inch action figure?
I've seen them. I think they're just customs, right?
Yeah, most of them are customs. Okay. Scott has a great one.
Yeah.
So does Tyler. I'm not going to lie. That clown figure. That
the carnival?
Carnival figure, yeah. It's amazing.
It's a bootleg.
Yeah, I think they haven't done that yet because they don't want to market it as a kids movie. I think that's what's holding them back because it's not a kids movie, and they don't want kids to go see this movie. Of course, they buy the toy; they want to go see the movie. So I don't know. Maybe that's the way they thought about that. But I'm thinking they're going to go the Hot Toys route, the adult collectible route. Hopefully, sometime soon.
It's not like the good old early 90s when they sold toys to like RoboCop and Alien.
Yeah, RoboCop, Terminator, definitely not kids movies.
Now, did you catch up at all on Titans on DC Universe?
No, I have not. That's on my to-do list.
Okay. Same here. That's definitely on the to-do list at some point.
Just checking, because also I would like to have some figures on that line, especially all the Robins.
Yeah.
But we have nothing.
So I want to see Mezco do a Nightwing or a Robin from that series. I think that'd be unbelievable if they did the Robin.
Now,
oh yeah.
Well, do you go hunting a lot for figures where you are?
Yes, I try to do. I have to go every week because I'm also an ambassador, so I got to go to Target and fix the shelf. So I use that time to do some figure hunting. Lots of disappointments here because I don't know, this area just is very late in getting figures in. So I do carve some time out during that time, either on Friday nights, run some errands, do that, and hopefully find some figures.
It's so much more fun going out and trying to find figures, isn't it, rather than just clicking on a few things on the internet. Sometimes that can be boring, but if you go out and search, It is great fun. I'm just too bone idle to go out, and I can't be bothered with it. But it is fun sometimes to go out and actually search for things and find some good bargains as well.
Oh yeah, the clearance section, my friend.
Yeah.
Especially for accessories and customs.
Because I'm
Oh,
so
yeah.
jealous of you guys with like Walmart and GameStop. Like we don't have anything like that over here. But where do you
Five
usually
Below.
go? What's up? Five Below. You found some great stuff from there over the years. But where's your sort of go-to like comic book store or shop, or where do you usually travel to?
So I have to travel about an hour and a half away from here to actually go to a good comic book store because
Really?
there's not. This is a small town over here, so there's not a very good comic book shop. So I have to go over there. I have to take maybe once a month. Have to go and have to buy these stack of comic books because I have to wait until that time comes so I can go grab them. But got to get my Batman. I got to get my Wonder Woman covers. I got to get those. Make car some time to go down there, drive an hour and a half, but it's an enjoyable time for me because I just take my motorcycle and just go down there.
Oh, that's
Nice.
awesome.
Yeah, I bet that's amazing. I bet you'd come back towing a massive trailer on the motorbike full of figures. I know I would.
So my bike actually has hard cases on the sides and on the back,
nice.
so I just stuff them.
Hey, I probably have to rent a van or something to get back.
Now, when you're out hunting and stuff too, what I want to ask was, have you seen any of the McFarlane Multiverse figures where you are?
The only ones that I've seen is Batman, Harley Quinn, and Superman.
Okay.
Wow.
Huh. Yeah,
I
see,
think-
guys, they're just not doing too well in that distribution, from what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Either that or someone just comes and buys them all and sells them on eBay.
That, to be fair, that is probably true. Someone probably did actually do that. The scalpers just, it's so sickening.
If they are,
But
kudos to them, because I'm getting there first thing in the morning.
Yeah. I so hope they don't suffer from like Mattel-ism,
I hope
where they
not.
just can't release anything properly. Because Mattel were just so bad with releasing stuff. But
Yeah.
McFarlane seem to be doing slightly better, although they are stumbling a little bit recently.
No Birds of Prey figure, even though they showed it, and Birds of Prey's out.
Yeah, that's strange, that is, isn't it? To have it on their own packaging. It's not even like they've showed it and then withdrawn it, but it's actually on the packaging of figures you can buy now. It's very strange.
Yeah.
Can only think there's some kind of like contractual issue, because there's surely no other reason. They've had since February 2018 to get ready. Sorry, 2019 to get ready for this. So it's very strange.
Yeah, some of the lines that have come out from Mattel, I still have not seen them in retail, and it's not to this day.
Yeah.
Like the
Like
Lobo,
Ghost.
the Lobo Build-A-Figure line, I still have not seen that one figure on the shelf over here.
Mm. I've only ever seen one blue box multiverse figure in the UK. That's it. There's about 1 million Captain Boomerangs. You could more than you can shake a stick at with them. But yeah, the rest
Those
of them
are
just don't
those on the
exist.
clearance aisle over here, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, really? They're still in stores? No way. I swear they're like 4 years old now, and they're still in stores trying to sell them for like probably about
Can't get rid
$2,
of
I
them.
imagine. Oh, no way.
Well, in terms, any last words before we wrap this up?
Yeah. So
We'll give you your time. We want to make sure we
Okay.
give you your time. But from Scott,
Yeah, well, a big thanks, and I'd like to say I hadn't discovered your account before Tyler introduced me, so yeah, I'll certainly be following and love the range of shots as we mentioned, and I've just seen this picture. I really enjoyed that one. Fantastic picture.
oh yeah, with the purple.
Yeah, beautiful gargoyle as well. But yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, I kind of had to use bits and pieces from other like those gargoyles from Batman plastic statue. So I just take them off and use the gargoyles as some kind of scenery. So I just kind of use what I have. I think that's one of the things I want to say is just use what you got.
Yeah, that's actually smart. It's wise. And for me, I want to say thank you again to Edward. And again, if you guys are not following him, he's at Toys Got Me. It's a great handle because if you start doing this hobby, you know that you are quickly addicted. And again, if you're not following him, it's a treat to the eye to go follow him. He's got a bunch of things. If you're not necessarily a DC or Batman fan, it's okay because he's got everything for you. He's got He-Man, he's got NECA, he's got Turtles, he's got Marvel. So definitely go give him a follow and check him out. And I want to say again, thank you. It's an honor to, especially because you got a family, you got 4 little girls. The fact that we get any time to just talk to you and nerd out is a big treat. So again, thank you. And we want to give your time. If you got any projects coming up or anything that you'd like to plug or talk about before we go, we'd like to give you your time.
Well, thanks, guys. I want to say, first of all, thanks for thinking of me. It was a big surprise to me, and it's just, if anyone takes the time to actually ask me any questions, that's just an honor for me. So I really appreciate you guys having me on here. Any projects that are coming up, I always have projects. I always have an idea. Just finding a way to execute that idea and not copying someone else, and just. That's the only thing that I would say I have got coming on. So just enjoy the hobby. Just do it for what you want to do, how you want your page to look like. And, you don't need to necessarily copy anyone else. Just do it because you love it. Collect what you can and what you can afford. Just because a toy's hot doesn't mean you have to have it. Just do what you do.
Yeah.
And I would
Absolutely.
Very wise words.
Yeah.
Collect what you can afford. That's probably one of the most wisest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, you don't necessarily have to get everything. So, yeah.
Again, we want to thank Edward. And again, thank you guys for listening. For all you guys out there that watch on YouTube and listen. And again, thank you. This has been DC Figures and Collectibles, and we will have a new episode coming out very shortly. Again, thank you for listening.
Thank you.